Hey guys, I know it's been a long summer, long year for everybody. Sorry we ain't been posting a lot of videos, just been enjoying ourselves, but we're back and we didn't go nowhere. We appreciate you and we got you a little something right here. I think it's gonna be pretty cool. And we have a couple other builds coming up. So check out this razor we got, check out what we're doing with it. And tell me what you think, comment, share to your friends guys, and let's get this thing going. Peep this razor out, let's get to it. Go Cowboys. Well guys, a buddy of mine that lives down the road, Kevin, needed some help with this razor, even though I don't work on them for people. The guy told him it just lost spark. He tried to turn it over, it wouldn't turn over. He pulled the starter, was worried about what's going on. Thinks the motor might be locked up, so I'm checking into it. First thing I do is pull the spark plug. Kevin, if I had to guess, that motor is beep, bud. Look at that spark plug, full of rust. So we got this thing up here so we can work on it. I'm gonna take this bore scope and take a look with this camera in here and see how bad this thing looks. All right, Kevin, there's your cylinder. Completely covered in rust. As you can see, that piston's 100%. We're stuck to the side of that. Breaking it free ain't gonna get it to run, unfortunately. It would need rebuilt for sure. Trying to get a side view of this thing. Oh my God. Look at them valves, bud. How's that look? You ever seen a valve that stuck from rust? Oh, both of them cracked open too. Well guys, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but that motor's done for, old son. And at this point, I don't even know if it's worth getting into. Hey dude, I figured out what was wrong with why the motor got all locked up. Look at, they put an aftermarket air intake on it that's right here, opened up to all the rain, bros. That way it could just, a direct, you know.
It's right in.
Yeah, it's kind of like the U-trap on your sink, except for the water goes straight into it and ruins your motor. Whew, I buy a lot of machines and I buy a lot of them blown up. But when I buy them blown up, I know that they're blown up, and that's the understanding that we have when we do it. So this guy's trying to, somebody's telling you something minuscule is wrong with the motor, check. If it's me and it won't turn over, I'm pulling that spark plug out first. At least you can look at it. Check the oil, make sure it ain't full of water. Use what they call context clues by looking at around the machine. Maybe get your fingers, run them in that snorkel there. You pull it out with mud all over it. Well, then you know she's been upside down. So that leaves us with this. I bought the Polaris razor. We're not going to rebuild the motor. Let's take it out. We'll part it out. And then let's see what we can come up with to go in here, guys. We'll see. Let's see what we can come up with to go in here. I got a few choices. So let's get this all tore out of here and see what we came up with. So, the Polaris RZR 170 build. Whoo! We're Confucius here because dang, we got us a lot of options here. And me and Orion might have had a good idea last night, man. I think that's the best motor for it. It's not gonna be the most powerful.
Yeah.
But I feel like if you put a Honda engine in anything, it improves it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So, like, I don't think any Polaris guys will be like, yo, fucking put that TRX in there.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, what about a 400DX, guys? I think that would be pretty sweet. That should be fun, right?
Yeah.
That should be pretty fun.
Yeah, this thing's pretty small.
And manageable.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna start today by removing the motor, possibly the swing arm. I'm gonna part this carbon intake out. That thing's gotta bring me a little something. Look at there. It's nice and tight. That's what you wanna see.
Yeah.
Brian got the pipe off real quick. Oh! That ain't bad. We'll just wash it out. That'll get all the water out of it. What's up, guys? We're waiting on our machinist buddy to knock out this rear sprocket billet spacer. Should be today. Starting on this RZR 170, and I got a curveball for y'all. I found a different motor. We're going with a whole different motor. So y'all figure it out. We'll get you another reel posted here in a little while. We almost got this one removed, and I think we got enough room for it. I think it's gonna work. I think it's gonna work. I'll give you a clue. It's gonna be a Honda Polaris or a Polonda.
Hold
Yeah, Polonda. Well, here she is, fellers. This is what's going in her. We're gonna clean it up a lot. Might even rebuild it. It turns over. It feels like it has no compression. But what about a 400DX with reverse to go in this bad boy? I think we got our plan together. So we're waiting. Our machinist friend down the road is hooking up the billet spacer for that bike so we can finish it. We pulled the motor out of this Polaris, and I remembered I had a 400DX with reverse that was just sitting out in the scrapyard. You know what's crazy about it, bro? Honestly, dude, the parts for this motor are so much easier to get. So much easier to keep this on running than a Raptor, or a lot cheaper, excuse me.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff for them too, but none of it's cheap. I feel like this is a good power plant. Plus, it's going to up the power on that a lot. I think it should be cool. Plus, you know, that's got to make the Polaris more, it's giving it more street cred. I mean, you're going to take its word a lot more. You know, a guy on a Honda ain't going to run off with your money.
Yeah.
But a dude on a Polaris, you got to keep an eye on them. Yeah. And if he does take off, just follow him. He'll break down. Yeah, he ain't going to go far. Got the motor out. Got the engine out. Now we're going to pull the oil cooler and all that stuff. And then set all this crap all this. Oh, we need all the electrical too. Let's not almost forgot that. We're gonna clean this sucker up a little bit. Start working on seeing how it's gonna mount. And then we'll get it diagnosed as far as what all is needed for it while we do the fabrication. We're getting after it, boys. Ooh. So the motor's in there, but stupid thing won't start. And
Chain, we can get the chain on.
yeah, the chain won't go on. Plus, I don't even know what happened. So we had to drop the swing arm, get her in there, get her off the tractor. So now it's time to work, old son. Off to a pretty bad start. Motor's blown up and it's in there crooked.
Yeah.
All right, we tried to throw the motor back in again. Still didn't land in there right. There you go, dude. That way we can get the motor past it. Then we can go right back to factory.
Yeah.
Well, all Polaris stuff's supposed to bend, not break.
Yeah.
But all of it bends, though. And that's your catalytic converter, boys. We delete that so nobody can steal it from us. And so, damn. That's our first cut. Allegedly. Whew. Just getting up in there, dudes. So we got to go forward a little bit, and or modify the swing arm. If we modified the swing arm, bro, we might be able to go back a little bit, Orion, and then give us more space here too.
Yeah.
And more traction. So yeah, if we did modify just the inside part of that swing arm where we could pull that motor back 2 inches.
Yeah, that'd help a lot.
Yeah.
So close.
Another thing we could do, see, because that's the bad thing. When if we use that them mounts, it's going to lift everything up. It's going to lift the motor, everything up.
Yeah.
So we could either cut out this frame so it sits in there flush, then weld it in, right?
Oh, what, this bottom bar down?
Yeah, cut those out the same width to where that piece will sit down in there.
Yeah.
And then weld it, then it'll be flush. We don't have to raise the motor.
Yeah.
So we might do that, or just make some mounts and mount it how it is now. But the bad thing is, or at least one, are above that swing arm. Oh yeah, precise, baby. New California state law, all four-wheelers have to be chopped up. noise. So the frame's roached, guys. Subframe's roached, front of the frame's roached, bottom of the frame's roached. But the mounts are halfway okay. I forgot they're gonna come apart, but that don't make no difference. Did you forget that?
Yeah.
I did too.
Yeah, bro.
That's all right. We just put the spacers in there and shit, and then weld that plate to the bottom of it. We're getting there, fellers. Big old catfish right there, just hanging out. Oh, guys, getting there. Now we're going for clearances since we already did all the cutting twice. The sucker's pretty much mounted, old son. That's 2 right there. No, it's done. Yeah, send it there. Well, the engine's in there like swimwear. Made us a couple mounts there. All our seats are gonna fit. We're gonna have to get us a good little heat shield, and we'll wrap those pipes real good. But we got 2 mounts down there. We're gonna build one into this cross member for the top. Thinking about doing one back here for this old pivot bolt, but we'll just see on how twisty the frame gets. That could be later after we've been riding it. We didn't lose any ground clearance. We didn't have to change the wheel dimensions at all. We are gonna have to make a little bit of an aluminum heat shield, and we might put like a big 12-volt fan on here. Otherwise, that's gonna be kind of gross. See what this oil looks like, old son. The oil doesn't have any water in it. Just changed the oil on this old Polaris. Picked it up. Babushka. There's the bottom of it. There wasn't any water in the oil, and the bottom of my pan broke out when I lifted it up. There we go. Oh, time for a break, I guess, and then we'll go get back at it. Yeah, pissed me off. So Ryan and I are working on this top motor mount. We found some, I think these are really heavy duty. They were on like, I think these were in some refrigerator drawers or something of mine. Old fridge we scrapped. And, but it is pretty sturdy, right?
Oh yeah.
And it's got the bend in it. So we're gonna use those, cut it in half, and we're gonna make 2 brackets out of these 2 pieces that are gonna bolt to some welded pieces that we put on cheer. Is that centered, you think? Close enough?
Yeah.
Close enough. So we're making us some little brackets to mount the top of this motor. Working on this top motor mount. And then gonna weld it all up. Maybe rebuild the engine. I don't know, we might have to, so we'll see. Get all the wiring done. Start working on this electric shiftamus. Now we got our top mount done. So we're starting to work on this harness to see if we can get a spark to this bad boy.
Another plug.
Yeah, I figured if that one sparked, then we know it's good. So we're gonna start trying to crank this sucker here in a minute and seeing if we get us some sparks. And if we do, then we're on to we're gonna figure out how we're gonna lay out this wiring, and then we're gonna start working to see what kind of compression this turd has. All right, well, we got her sparking. We just gotta ground the coil, so we did a little jumper action, got her sparking, and now we're gonna check the compression on this bad boy. Might be hard if that starter clutch hoses us out. So we tried to get super ambitious and go with the electric shifter. And the setup we started with ain't gonna have enough throw to shift it. So we're going cable shift. Tried and true method. flap shift. So welded that doohickey to that doohickey. And now we're gonna weld that doohickey to another doohickey. And then we should be good to go. Whew. So as you can see, she's in half right now. I got the motor back out. We're about to weld up these pieces and then put the swing arm back on, flip it over, do the same thing, and then start reassembling it. I think we got this motor, we cranked it about 5 or 6 times and it got up to 150 PSI. So I'm hoping it's good. And we got it sparking. So we got a carburetor, we gotta make a pipe for it. Get it put back in here. We got our shifter done. Just welded that bugger to the old shifter. Should be good, guys. Get up in there, dudes, and hopefully in the next video we'll be ripping this thing. A little custom harness going up to the front. We're still gonna have the turnkey electric start. Unfortunately, no electric shift, but we'll get the neutral and reverse lights on there, and we might put a tack in there. Whew. It's gonna be fun, guys. Be sure and share to your friends. Lots more coming.